It's a beautiful day in Love Park. Feel the love, feel the sun. Spring is coming. My name is Catherine Ott Lovell. I'm the Commissioner for Philadelphia Parks and Recreation. So excited to be here today for some very special announcements and unveiling here at Love Park. We have so many things to celebrate at Philadelphia Parks and Recreation and throughout the city, but Love Park has been a very special thing to celebrate over the past year. We rededicated the park after the city invested $26 million into its restoration, and we rededicated the park in May with an amazing celebration with hundreds of people. It was a beautiful day. But what we're doing today is announcing that last piece of the park to be put in place, and that is this beautiful new restaurant that we will be creating here at the Welcome Center in Love Park. There are so many people to thank who helped to make this possible. I want to first start off with our mayor, Jim Kenney, who has been an advocate for this project and a great champion of Parks and Rec in general throughout his term. I want to thank Mayor Kenney. I want to thank Council President Darrell Clark, who's been with this project for a long time. And he has been, again, a great champion and advocate for this. And I also want to thank all of our other partners who helped make this possible. Our great friends at the Fairmount Park Conservancy have been managing this project for us, and we are so grateful to John Gattuso, their board president, for being here today. I also want to talk about a group of folks who helped to make this whole park possible, but especially the Welcome Center. When we were just beginning to think about the transformation of Love Park, we were introduced to a company called Saint-Gobain. And they were interested in doing a huge art installation at the Eakins Oval. They were these amazing cubes that were installed at the Oval, and they attracted tens of thousands of people over the few days that they were there. And after that amazing event, Saint-Gobain said, we really want to get more involved with the city. We want to support the city. We want to support the Fairmount Park Conservancy. What else you got going on? And I said, well, tell me a little about what you guys, do. And they're like, well, we make building stuff. We make stuff you can build stuff with. And we make this really great glass. And I was like, glass. We got some glass we need. So we brought them here to see the Welcome Center and talked about the transformation that we wanted to do here. And in the end, Saint-Gobain made a $700,000 contribution to this project, and we're so grateful to them for that incredible support. So thank you to Dina and to Carmen and everybody at Saint-Gobain for helping to make that possible. And I also want to acknowledge the great partners who are working every day to design this beautiful building and to make this construction project happen. We weren't always quite sure during the design process for the new Love Park if this building would stay or go. And there were quite a few of us who were on the fence, quite honestly. And, in the end, we did, ran the numbers and ran the different scenarios. And then we had this huge amount of public support to save this incredible architectural treasure. And we weren't really quite sure what we could do with this building, given its age and all of the needs that it had. And so our great friends at Kieran Timberlake, who we are so fortunate to have in the city of Philadelphia, this extraordinary world-renowned architectural firm who came in and helped us rethink what this building could be, reimagine how it could live and breathe and work for this park in the next generation. And I just want to thank Kieran Timberlake. Richard Mayman is here somewhere, and everybody at Kieran Timberlake for their incredible support and their beautiful design for this Welcome Center. Thank you so much. And I also want to thank Bittenbender Construction, who has been here every day through the park construction process and also through the construction of the Welcome Center. Thank you so much to Bittenbender Construction. Lastly, we're here today to unveil this beautiful glass donated by Saint-Gobain, but we're also here to celebrate what this beautiful building will become in the future. There's been a lot of discussions lately around earned revenue in parks, around public-private partnerships. I'm a firm advocate for raising revenue in parks that can both provide an amenity to the users of the park and also go to supporting the maintenance of the park long term. But when we were thinking about what this facility could be, we did an earned revenue study, and we were told that it could be a thriving concession and a thriving restaurant. And so we went out and we started talking to folks about who might be the best group to manage this restaurant and to run this restaurant. And then we did a public request process for expressions of interest, and then we did a public RFP process. And we could not be more excited with the individuals who applied and won the concession for this project. Valerie Safran and Marcy Turney are absolute legends in the city of Philadelphia. They are a locally owned, women-owned business, and their reputation precedes them in every way. They are absolutely incredible local business owners who have really reinvested in our city in amazing ways, and we can't thank them enough for making the investment that they're going to make in this building, and for making the commitment to Love Park. We are so excited, Valerie and Marcy, to have you on board for this incredible project. And Harlow, their baby, who's here with them as well. Without further ado, I want to introduce our mayor, Jim Kenney, who, as you all know, is an amazing advocate for Parks and Recreation. Through the Rebuild Initiative, we're going to be investing $500 million in parks and rec centers and libraries throughout the city of Philadelphia in every single neighborhood, not just Center City, so that we can make these amazing investments for communities. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Jim Kenney.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Catherine. This is certainly a great day for our city. Love Luck, the new restaurant to open in Love Park, will transform the Welcome Center into a destination for quality dining and socializing. And I'm excited that the Love Luck owners, Marcy Turney and Valerie Safran, who are nationally known for providing excellent dining experiences, will transform the Welcome Center into a vibrant, full-service attraction. Turney and Safran's additional restaurant locations in Midtown Village will serve as a catalyst for the economic growth of the neighborhood and our city. I'm proud to see the continued growth and expansion of enterprises here in Center City and throughout our commercial corridors through the city. This would not have been possible without Council President Darrell Clark. And I know this is called Love Park, but sometimes I call it Clark Park because it's been the centerpiece of some of the development he's been doing in his district. Parks and Recreation Commissioner Catherine Ott Lovell, Carmen Frigno, Vice President of Communications of Saint-Gobain North America, the Fairmont Park Conservancy, John Caduso, Marcy Turney and Valerie, as I said, and Bittenbender Construction. This restaurant marks another positive step in the rebirth of Love Park, which has become the place to visit for those who work, live, or play in Center City. This is good stuff. It's great for our city. It's great for employment. It's great for the buzz that our city is currently experiencing, and we want to make sure we extend that buzz for as long as we can. So thank you for being here. It's a beautiful day, and hopefully spring is right around the corner. So good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I next want to introduce Darrell Clark, our council president. But before I bring him up to speak, I want to remind him that about 3 years ago, when we first announced this project and broke ground here at Love Park, that he promised that he would buy me lunch in this restaurant when it opened. And I just want to tell him, I think we have how many months till it opens? No pressure, Val and Marcy. How many months? Fall. Okay, so we've got a few months. He should start saving his pennies because, to quote Queen Latifah, I'm not one of those salad-eating girls. So please join me in welcoming Council President Darrell Clark.
You go, girl. How's everybody doing this morning? Ladies and gentlemen, the flying saucer comes back to life. First of all, I want to thank everybody involved in this, Mayor, Catherine, John, all of the team, Marcy, Valerie. This is going to be very, 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 very exciting. The simple reality is there was a lot of discussion and debate about what we should do with the park. Should it be food? Should it be parkland? And we came up with a real consensus that it's going to be everything, all of the above. As I see that food truck sitting over there, I can't wait till the summer when we have them lined up down the street. Breakfast or both? All right, it's done. All right, that will happen. So I just want to say,
lunch. Sorry, no.
All right, lunch. All right. I just want to say though, this is genuinely exciting. Having this particular park rival any park in the country. I know we talked about replicating different parks across the country as it relates to outdoor space and activity. But the simple reality is Philadelphia is unique, and this should be unique. It shouldn't replicate Bryant Park or any other park in the country. It should be Love Park / Clark Park. I like that, man. I like that. This should be Love Park, Philadelphia's own. So to everybody involved, I just want to thank you all so much, and we look forward to this very, very exciting endeavor. Thank you.
So the council president is such an advocate of this park that, we started doing this thing last year where we're having weddings in the park. So we have weddings on Wednesdays called Wedding Wednesdays. And folks can sign up to get married over in City Hall and then have their wedding here in Love Park. And so we wanted to do this very special event for Valentine's Day where we would have the mayor and council president Clark officiate a wedding. And the council president went so far as to get his license to be able to officiate weddings. And then unfortunately the couple backed out the day of the wedding. That's okay. It's better that they, decided early. But he will be officiating a wedding come April when we re-up the Wedding Wednesdays in the park. So please come back and check that out. It'll be a lot of fun. I have tried to convince him for he himself to get married in the park. It was a decline, but we're still in negotiations. So we'll see, not to me, but to someone else. I'm already taken, sorry. So I know, dare to dream, Daryl. As I said, we have these great partners in the Fairmount Park Conservancy. They help us manage projects. They also help us raise critical funds for projects like this. I want to acknowledge another great corporate supporter through the Conservancy that we were able to help bring in to help make this project happen, and that is Bank of America. And Debbie O'Brien is here from Bank of America and her colleagues, amazing supporters of everything we do at Parks and Recreation, but a great champion of this project too. The Fairmount Park Conservancy is our great partner, and we are so appreciative of all their work that they do on behalf of Philadelphia Parks and Recreation. Please join me in welcoming John Gattuso.
Well, thank you, Catherine. I'm not sure how to follow up on that banter, but I'm really excited here on behalf of the Fairmount Park Conservancy, our board, and really what is one of the most spectacular staffs of any nonprofit organization in the city. We are really pleased to be a partner and to be part of this project. It has been really an incredible example of the kinds of partnerships which we can bring about collectively in the city to make some great things happen. And this really, I believe, represents one of the overlooked jewels in the city of Philadelphia. This building, first dedicated in 1960, designed by the great Roy Larson of H2L2, and it kind of, at that moment in time, represented the optimism of the city, of the future of the city. And perhaps at that moment in time, it was slightly premature as Philadelphia and other cities were going through their transformations in the post-war years. But today, it is very appropriate and very forward-looking, and perhaps no better time for us to rededicate this building with the great design work of Kieran Timberlake and the fantastic products and the incredible generosity of Saint-Gobain to bring this back to life, and perhaps even to a stage of design and perfection that it was not able to achieve in 1960. So to some degree, here we are 50 years later, 60 years later, really bringing it to its full realization as a very active, vibrant restaurant that's going to really help enliven this very important park here in downtown Philadelphia. And now, here 60 years later, surrounded by so much more dynamic growth than existed here in 1960. So again, our thanks to Saint-Gobain, incredible generosity and foresight in finding the opportunity to really bring their expertise and their products and their passion to bear on an important architectural building here in the city of Philadelphia. And I really extend all of our sincere thanks to them. As well, on behalf of the Conservancy, I would absolutely be remiss if we did not thank our partners for their incredible support, and first and foremost with Mayor Jim Kenney and Council President Daryl Clark. This literally is a project that would not exist but for both of their passions to see this come to fruition. Also, we are very indebted to the great team at Bittenbender Construction. Emily Bittenbender and her team have become really incredible experts at creating fantastic public spaces. This is the most recent. And it is a passion and a capability which is fairly unique, being able to work with all the constituents that are involved in building public space and bringing it together in a way that is just fantastic that you see here today. As I mentioned, the great team at Kieran Timberlake, once again, just the right touch in creating and bringing to fruition and back to life this great gem of a piece of architecture here in downtown Philadelphia. And then, of course, once again, our friends at Saint-Gobain and our great Commissioner at Parks and Recreation, Catherine Ott-Level. Thank you, Catherine, for the opportunity to work together.
Thank you. 5 years of French, and I'm still saying Saint-Gobain, so I apologize, Carmen, but please join me in welcoming Carmen Fringo from Saint-Gobain, who is the Vice President of Communications, Branding, and Philanthropy, as well as Richard Mayman, who's a partner at Kieran Timberlake, to talk to us a little bit more about this project.
Thank you, Catherine. Look, we don't even know how to say our name, so you're fine. We all say it differently, Saint-Gobain, Saint-Gobain, and it doesn't really matter. The point is, this is a city that's close to our heart, and this is an iconic project. And for those of you who may not know us, we are the world's largest and oldest building materials company, and much like Philadelphia, we pride ourselves on our rich history, and the fact that we were founded 353 years ago to build the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles. So what's interesting about being the presenting sponsor of this project is because we donated the specialty glass that was actually a part of a 353-year line that we can trace directly from the Hall of Mirrors to the latest, most innovative type of glass that we sell. And so this morning, I got an email from Saint-Gobain in Paris, and they said, we are redoing the way we're positioning the company. We're talking about comfort and well-being. Can you tell us what your iconic projects are? And I'm like, hold on to your hat, I got one. Because the reality is, this is about improving the comfort and well-being of a city. This is the heart of Philadelphia, quite literally. And Love Luck as a name is perfect for us. We make our own luck. And the way that we've reinvented this building is amazing. Whether you call it the Saucer or you call it a visitor center, doesn't matter. The reality is, this type of innovation isn't unique. We do this a lot. The pyramid at the Louvre, the Dove Train Center at Ground Zero, the Statue of Liberty, the Oculus that's in that, the Kimmel Center, the roof garden at the Kimmel Center, and some of the homes on Boathouse Row are all things that have our products. But what's interesting about this is what we're really doing here is connecting the comfort and well-being of people. So it's not just what this building looks like, it's what it feels like. And we talk about engaging the head and the heart of our employees. So every employee thinks about, how are we doing something that adds to the impact on the world? And this is going to feel that way. When you sit inside this building and the way that Marcy and Valerie are designing it, you're going to feel a different feeling. And I want you to think about that when you actually show up and sit here. So for us, what we're looking at is, how do we, as the mayor said, how do we reinvent and reimagine this space so it's even better than what the architect originally intended? And for that, it does take a village. It's the work with the city, it's the work with the Fairmount Park Conservancy to really be a part of that reinvention. And so, from my perspective, what's best about this are the relationships and the way that we work together. So when we put our building expertise on display, and when we work with experts that know more than we do, we really thrive. And whether it's the CertainTeed roofing material that we're working on, whether it's the glass itself, or even if we do other things around acoustics, what you're going to find here is we can help bring this experience to life. So here's the issue. The most important part is how we work together as a team. So I'm proud to say that we work side by side with all of these different team members. And the ones that we work closest with are actually the people at Kieran Timberlake. So it's my pleasure to introduce my friend Richard Mayman to talk to you not just about the amazing things that we can do here, but really explain how the building works. So Richard?
Thanks, Carmen and Catherine. As a Philadelphia-based architect, our home is in Northern Liberties, the old Ortlieb's Brewery bottling plant. A few of you have been there. We do work around the world and around the country, but nothing better than projects at home. And right here in the middle of the city, it's a great day to be here. Picking up on what John was saying, the building what strikes us as being so remarkable about this building behind me is the sense of optimism that it portrayed in the early 60s. This kind of modern perch from which to view the city. This central column, cantilevered roof that seems to go on too far, simple glass wall within it, this luminous, transparent, beautiful spot from which to view the city, modern, optimistic, just as disinvestment in American cities was taking hold. So we heard loud and clear during the Penn Praxis study that people wanted to save the building. There were lots of talk. Our studies, our engineering and architectural studies, showed that what really was long-lasting and could survive into the next 50, 60 years is the central structure. Everything else had to go. So that led us to thinking about the glass, the enclosure. And while the original architects, H2L2, had the vision for the building, I'd like to say that the glass technology at the time didn't quite live up to what they wanted to do. That kind of transparent, luminous, inside-outside reciprocal views couldn't really happen because of insulation lack and solar gain. So over time, layers were added to the glass, and what was transparent became opaque, and what was inviting became off-putting. Today's world, glass technology has expanded greatly, and Saint-Gobain's at the forefront of it. So what we were able to do is identify glass with Carmen's team that is taller than glass could have been produced in the 1960s, high-performance coatings that keeps out the solar gain, yet appears transparent, very limited color, and laminating the glass so that it's structurally strong. Multiple layers of glass effectively glued together with a transparent plastic layer in between gives it the strength. So we have a highly transparent envelope on this building, following the profile of the original. No vertical metal frames, highly transparent, luminous by day and by evening, a really wonderful setting, that modern perch to view the city, and a great place for a new restaurant. So we're thrilled to be here, thrilled to be part of it. Can't wait to join others in those lunches and dinners soon to come. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Okay, so before we bring Marcy and Valerie up to speak, we are going to unveil this glass. So just FYI, the building's not done yet. We're just unveiling the glass today. We will have certainly another dedication when the building is complete, but I'm told that something magical is going to happen. If you guys can come on up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Please join me in welcoming Marcy Turney to speak on behalf.
Hello, everyone. So, I'll introduce, this is Val Safran. This has been my partner in crime over on 13th Street for 16 years, revitalizing that neighborhood. This is Terrence Lewis, who's been skipped over, but now I'm going to give him his props right now. He has been with us for 13 of those 16 years, helping us run everything on 13th Street. He is a partner in this project. He is putting in his life savings, and he is scared to death. I have admired this building for over 20 years. I went to Temple back in the 80s. And the last 12 months, I would go to La Colombe, get a coffee, sit on these steps, look up at this building and say, how are we going to put a restaurant in a round glass building? And we're so excited for this project. Everyone that's been speaking today, everyone that's had a hand in this project, we have brought on Stokes Architecture to do the restaurant with us. Talented women from Row Creative, our good friend Kate. And we just had a meeting the other day, and now on paper, Love Luck is coming to life, and it's so exciting. We envision, having a glass of wine and some lunch out on the balcony. It will be a full-service restaurant inside with a bar, kitchen. We will do lunch, brunch, and dinner, And where we are right now will be an outside terrace, a garden terrace. So we are so excited, scared, but more excited to just see this really come to life and have a spot for visitors of the park, for Philadelphians, for the business people in the area. We really are so excited. And we want to thank the city, partnership with the city, everyone helping us. It has been great, and we really look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So before we close and go in and take a tour of the center, I want to thank some people behind the scenes who helped to make Love Park possible. Getting a concession off the ground is complicated in a lot of ways, and we have two individuals at Parks and Recreation, Bob Allen and Mark Wilkin. I'm not sure if they're here. Great, who work behind the scenes to make these great enterprises happen. So thank you so much to them. And then we have a great park manager here at Love Park, Andrew Emma, who is over there as well, and all of the ambassadors at Love Park. Raise your hands. Thank you guys so much for your work every day to make Love Park an amazing place for Philadelphians. So that closes today's program. I invite everybody to come take a tour of the building and to come on back for our wonderful spring activities, and then when we dedicate the new restaurant in the fall. Thank you so much.